This is Tim Clue at International Truck School. I would like to welcome you to the pre-trip inspection tutorial video, in which you'll be learning how to do your pre-trip in order to graduate with your CDL license. If you have any questions about International Truck School or like to learn more on how to enroll, feel free to call us today at 209-390-6780.
The front overall view of the truck. On top, we have 3 ID lights, 2 clearance lights. On the bottom, we have a left and right turn signal, 4-way flashers. They're all amber in color, securely mounted, not damaged, clear, clean, functional. We have also our high beams and low beams that are securely mounted, not damaged, clear, clean, functional. And if you guys could help me check them before we leave, I'd appreciate it. We're going to check the windshield, the mirrors, the hood, the grill, and the bumper. They're securely mounted, not damaged, clean, functional. We're looking underneath the truck, and there's no hanging wires, no leaks. So now I'm going to continue my pre-trip with the right side of the compartment of the truck. Okay, I want to make sure that I check one more time on the left side, and also I check on the right side before I open my hood to make sure there's no one there. Grab the handle and scream out clear. Here's my coolant reservoir. It's securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking, no illegal welds. Those are my hoses. They're also securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. If I needed to add coolant, I would add there where the cap is at, and the cap is tight and secure. My alternator is belt driven, securely mounted, not damaged. My alternator belt is securely mounted, not damaged. It has no more than 3/4 inch play. My wire to my alternator is securely mounted, not damaged, not frayed. The water pump is gear driven, securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. The hoses to the water pump are securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. To check my oil, here's the dipstick. I checked it this morning. It's above the refill mark. If I needed to add oil, I would add it here in the reservoir. And they're both securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. I'm checking my exhaust system from my turbo. I'm making sure that it's securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds, and no leaks, soot marks. I'm checking also the line underneath the cab to make sure that it's securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. No soot marks. I'm checking the line all the way up to the smokestack. Now we're checking the frame of the rear of the truck, and we're making sure that it's securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds, all the way to the front, and making sure that also the front frame is securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds. Now that we're done with the right side of the engine compartment, now we're going to walk over and do the left side. These are my main hoses, and these are my wires, my main wires. My hoses are securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. My wires are securely mounted, not damaged, not frayed. This is my air compressor. My air compressor is gear driven, securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. This is my air compressor hose. They're also securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. My power steering pump is gear driven, securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. My hoses coming from my power steering pump are securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. Okay, from my power steering pump, now I'm going to the power steering pump fluid reservoir. That's securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. My hose to the power steering pump fluid reservoir is securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. If I needed to add fluid, power steering fluid, I would add here. I would check also. It's above the refill mark. I checked it this morning and it's securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. This is my steering column. It's securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds. These are my U-joints. They're properly greased, securely mounted, not damaged. This is my steering box. It's securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. The hoses to my steering box are securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. Okay, now from my steering box, I'm going to check my steering linkage. Starting with my pitman arm, drag link, upper control arm, my lower control arm, to my tie rod. It's all held together with castle nuts and Carter pins. And they're securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds. My ball joint connections are securely mounted, not damaged, well greased. Okay, now we're going to go continue our pre-trip with our suspension on the right side of the vehicle. Now I'm continuing my pre-trip on the right side of the engine, and this right here is my suspension. I'm going to start with my spring mount. That's securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds. All bolts are present, tight, not loose. Here's my shackle. It's securely mounted, not damaged, well greased. Now I'm going to go to my leaf springs. These are my leaf springs here. And they're securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds. I have no more than 1/4 missing, shifted, or broken leaf springs. They're held to my axle with an anchor plate, 2 U-bolts with 4 nuts. Here's my shock absorber. Also securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. Okay, now from our suspension, now we're going to continue the pre-trip from our brake system. So here, we only have a hose. We want to say hoses and lines because there's other tractors that have an ABS system. This tractor doesn't have it, but we want to say hoses and lines are securely mounted, not damaged, and no leaks, and no frays on the line. This right here is our brake chamber. It's securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. Our brake chamber clamp is securely mounted, not damaged. Now, from our brake chamber, now we're going to go to our slack adjuster. Right now, you can see right now that the brakes are applied because the push rod's out. The push rod does not exceed no more than 2 inches of play. The slack adjuster's at a 90-degree angle when the brakes are applied. And they're both securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds. Okay, so now from the slack adjuster, we're going to go to the brake drum and brake lining. This right here is our brake drum. It's securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds. Our brake lining is securely mounted, not damaged. The brake lining has no less than 1/4 inch of material. And the brake drum and brake lining are free of oil and grease. Okay, so now from our brakes, we're going to go to our wheels. Here's my rim. Securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds, inside and out. Now we're going to our tire. We're going to talk about the ICD, inflation, condition, and depth. The inflation on this tire should be 100 psi or manufacturer specs. I know this because I checked it with a tire gauge this morning. The C is for condition on the sidewalls. No abrasions, bubbles, or cuts on the sidewalls. The D is for depth. The tire depth on this tire should be no less than 4/32. Now from the tire, I'm going to go to the lug nuts of the rim. They're all present, tight, and not loose, securely mounted, not damaged. My hub oil seal is securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. From the hub oil seal, now we're going to the valve stem and cap. That's securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. Okay, now from our wheels, we're going to go to the side of the vehicle. We're talking about our mirrors right now that are securely mounted, not damaged, clear, clean, and functional. Our mirror brackets are securely mounted, not damaged. Okay, so now from our mirrors, now we're going to talk about our door. We want to make sure that it opens and closes freely and it's securely mounted, not damaged. Now from our door, we're going to check our window to make sure that it rolls up and down freely and also securely mounted, not damaged. Now from our window, we're going to check our hinges inside the truck from our door. Here they go right here. And we want to make sure that they're all securely mounted, not damaged, and all bolts are present from the hinge. Now we're going to talk about the hinge from the outside of the truck. We want to make sure that this hinge here is also securely mounted and not damaged. That's it. Okay, so now from the door, we're going to go to the fuel tank. We're going to be checking the fuel tank and the lines that are securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. The fuel cap is also securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. Now from our fuel tank, we're going to talk about our steps. We want to make sure that they're securely mounted, not damaged, no debris, no grease or oil on the steps. Now from the steps, we're going to check our light on the side of the truck. We have a turn signal and a four-way flasher that's securely mounted, not damaged, clear, clean, functional. And we have to ask them if they could help us check the light before we leave. Alright, from my light, we're going to go to the catwalk. Here's the catwalk. We want to make sure that it's securely mounted, not damaged, and all bolts are present, tight, not loose, and there is no debris or no grease on the catwalk. From the catwalk, now we're going to go to our battery box. Okay, the battery box is securely mounted, not damaged. We're checking our batteries on our wires. We're making sure that they're not corroded. And the battery is maintenance free. And they're securely mounted, not damaged. No frays. So now from the battery box, now we're going to the drive shaft. Here's our drive shaft up here. The drive shaft is securely mounted, not damaged, no foreign objects wrapped around the drive shaft. And the U-joints of the drive shaft is properly greased. Now from the drive shaft, now we're going to our hoses and lines. Okay? The red line is the emergency line. The blue line is the service line, and you have your electrical line is the black line. The hoses are securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. The electrical line is securely mounted, not damaged, no frays. And the electrical line is secured with a safety latch. Now from our hoses and lines, we're going to go to the fifth wheel area. This is the fifth wheel area here. Okay, these are our mounting bolts for the fifth wheel. The mounting bolts are all securely mounted, not damaged, all present, tight, not loose. Now we're going to the fifth wheel locking pins. The fifth wheel locking pins are fully engaged to the sliding mechanism. The sliding mechanism is also securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds, including my locking pins, are securely mounted, not damaged. Okay, now our platform here of our fifth wheel is securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds. Our air line from our locking pins are securely mounted, not damaged, not leaking. Okay, now from our air lines, we're going to talk about the fifth wheel. Fifth wheel is securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds, properly greased. This is our apron on the bottom of the trailer. The apron is securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds. Now we want to make sure that there's no gap in between the apron and the fifth wheel. No gap. Now we're checking the release arm. The release arm is locked and secured with a safety latch. Securely mounted, not damaged. Now we did the front of the fifth wheel. Now we're going to come back to the rear, the back of the fifth wheel. Okay, so now we're talking about the kingpin. This is the kingpin here. It's securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds. Here's our locking jaws. The locking jaws are locked and secured around the kingpin. Securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds. Now from the fifth wheel, we're going to the rear lights of the truck. Now we have lights and reflectors. We have a left turn signal, a right turn signal, brake lights, and reflectors, all red in color, securely mounted, not damaged, clear, clean, functional. And if we had a pintle hook, it would be mounted here, securely mounted, not damaged. Okay, now we're going to check to make sure that the frame will clear the landing gears in turn. This is the frame here, and here's my landing gear. The splash guard is securely mounted, not damaged, not dragging on the ground or dragging on the tires. Now we're going to our rear suspension. Okay, this is our spring mount. It's bolted to the frame, it's securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds. All bolts are present tight, not loose. From there, now we're going to go to our leaf springs. Our leaf springs are securely mounted, not damaged, no illegal welds. And they have no more than 1/4 missing, shifted, or broken, and they're held to the axle, as you can see up there, with an anchor plate.